Man, what a difference the truth makes. Let me see another one. He was at times petrified, at times contemptuous, at times, well, let's bring in the expert. Lena Sisco, body language expert and communications expert, interrogation and human behavior. She knows it all. Go to lenasisco.com. Welcome back, Lena. I want to show you some specific clips, but do me a favor. Overall, just give us a quick snapshot. What kind of man did you see today testifying?
A liar. I think Senator Owley, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, he couldn't have said it better. He said nothing says honesty more than taking the fifth. Listen, liars don't want to talk because they're so afraid that they're going to give away the truth in their body language or words, so they say nothing. And that was the big elephant in the room today.
Let me show you this. You ever see Mr. Burns on The Simpsons? I still love The Simpsons, and he did this thing with the hands a lot. Yes, fingertips on fingertips. Go ahead and hit that video if you could. I found this to be, I don't know what the hell. What do you make of that? It says something.
It does, and you're right. So it's a steeple, and it's a power pose. But the funny thing is that he did it after he was fidgeting. So if you watched him play with his pen often, there were some times he played with it out of complete boredom, as though he wanted to leave, and other times out of nervous energy. Whenever he didn't know what to do with his hands, he would go right to here to say, nope, I have to regain power and authority. But it was all contrived.
Let's see. I found him, he was slouching a little bit. You know, he is like, kind of like, you know, hey, sit up. You know, if you were a 9-year-old kid at dinner, your mom would tell you to sit up a little bit. Like there, actually. What does that mean?
When the body curls up, like balls in, his chin would tuck, he'd look down, he'd close his shoulders in. That is a subconscious reaction to fear. So when we have fear, we will tend to protect our body. This is the most vulnerable spot of the body, the neck. And you can see him by covering it up this way. You know, some people may touch their neck, but he doesn't. He just tips and kind of curls over and avoids eye contact.
Let's turn up the volume a little bit. We didn't see this clip earlier. This is Bernie Moreno, Republican of Ohio. And boy, he laid it on. Actually, I saw the part where he cursed. Okay, I saw the F word. I don't know if this is the F word or not, but take a look. D10.
If you thought closing schools was catastrophically stupid, and that you thought that during these times saying these things made you somehow a lesser human being. Dr. Fauci, can you just turn around and look at the people behind you? You're not willing to do that? That's not a question. It's not a question. To your lawyers, not a question. It's a request. All you have to do is look up from your lawyers and look at the people who were absolutely shamed for saying what we know now to be the truth. You can't even look at them?
Wow. Did he want to? He looked a little scared there.
But he also had a little smile on his face. And a couple times after he would be asked a question and gave us his canned response, he would smile. And that smile is, I'm getting one over on you. I won this. So for me, I really don't think he cares at all. If he did, he would have turned around and looked at them out of respect. He has no respect.
Wow. How about that one? Let's take a look at one more. You mentioned he does a little bit of everything in this one, okay? Touching his face, the pen, he's all over the place. When Rand Paul, who he must hate at this point, who just released his diary to everybody, and I'm glad he did that. It's public record, and I think he wrote it on a work computer. D08, please.
My favorite quote from that is from Martin Kulldorff from Harvard. You called him one of the people that you had to take down, the fringe epidemiologist, which I've never, ever heard a scientist call another scientist that. But he jokingly said on Twitter, he said, yeah, we knew about natural immunity from 486 BC, from the time of the Athenian plague. We lost all knowledge of it in 2020. The good news is it's slowly coming back. 24 to 2025, we're beginning to understand what natural immunity is again. Not something perfect, but a useful tool that could have been used, but also something that could have helped people.
What's going on?
This topic stressed him out. So I can tell that cortisol spiked in his system for two reasons. Number one, he did this eye blink flutter. And when cortisol releases in the body, and it's our stress hormone, it dries us out in our mouth and in our eyes. And the next thing he started doing was touching his face a lot, right? He's scratching and touching. When cortisol releases in the body, we go into fight or flight. The blood goes to our head. It makes the surface of our skin itchy. So he's scratching intensely during this question. That tells me it is very stressful for him.
Damn. I think I'm going to just put my hands in my pockets if I ever see you. You know what I
No,
mean?
don't do that. That's not good.
Hello.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.